Good afternoon, good morning, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to it's going to be a very quick video on the grey 2012 Fiat 500 Lounge, which hopefully you guys known from a week or so ago that this was pretty much done, however has an MOT failure. So we have the MOT failure was disc brakes were pitted. I'll say failure, it wasn't a failure, it was an advisory, but they were pitted, and on the rear behind the back was really badly etched. So new brake discs are on, but also it's cured a ticking sound. Now basically, I don't know how to explain it, for months there's been a ticking going on from one of these corners, and thought it may have been a drive shaft, or it might have been something to do with the brake pads. Checked all of that lot, and we just couldn't get it going. But it was slightly, just seemed to, when you turn corners, get louder. And then when you're going along straight, it sort of almost disappeared. Anyway, long story short, new brake discs are on, completely got rid of the ticking sound. So now we've got no sounds at all coming from the front. So that is all good there. And then the last one, which was a failure, was that there was a problem with the tyres, the rear tyres on the back of this. And therefore today I've literally just come back from ATS and put 2 new rear tyres on the back. So we don't have any cracking and we don't have any nails. So we are nearly there with the car. The only thing I've got to do now is to get it MOT'd. That is, we are what are we, Wednesday, and it needs to go in MOT on Friday, and then we just need to do a clean up like this here. Need to get some polishing on that, because that is particularly bad, as you can see from some scuffing. And yeah, then this will be ready to go and ready up for sale, and with, hopefully, fingers crossed, advisory free MOT. Okay, so in anticipation of getting this ready, I'm going to do my best to get rid of this. I think it's pretty much just about here. So I don't want to really teach you to suck eggs, and I don't really want to bore you with how I'm going to do it, but basically we're just going to wet sand the bodywork with 1500 grit sandpaper, and we're basically just going to cut through the lacquer, and just hopefully that this is just sort of etching on the lacquer. So wet it, normal water, wet sand, and then we're going to try and polish it out, but I'll come back to you when I've done the wet sanding of it. You see, you've got a nice sort of matte finish there, so you think, oh god, that looks awful, but hopefully when we polish it up it'll all go. So we're going to DA polish it with some cutting compound, and fingers crossed it'll do the job. And I think maybe I only spent about a minute polishing that, and it's all gone. So there you go. That's just a bit of residue, but I'll clean that when I give the car a good clean. Otherwise, all the scuffs are gone. Gotta get used to this. Right, there we go. there she is. We are MOT'd and we are done. What you just saw there was the car outside ATS up at Heathrow. So if you like your planes and you like your cars, although I wouldn't say go to an ATS to look at cars, but if you like your planes, the flight path is directly over. So yeah. However, the only thing I will say, let me just see if I can move out of the sun a bit. There we go, that's better. The only thing I'm going to say about what's just happened today, I'd like to know your thoughts, is, as you know, this went in for a retest, and it's come away, how long? Less than a week it had gone, and retest is done, and I hear the test guy say, I just charged him 20 quid. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to wait and see what happens here. Sure enough, guy behind reception says, that's £20, please. And I'm like, what? Retest? Since when do you charge a fee for a retest? And he goes, oh, yeah, it's always been like that. And I'm like, now, I have to say, I've never used ATS up at Heathrow. Never before. But ATS would have a same policy, doesn't matter on the location. And I thought, if this is an ATS thing, I'm 100% going to put in a complaint about this. And so I'm good, as he's going, oh, let me go and find out. And it's like, well, hold on a minute, what do you mean go and find out? You either know if you charge people for a retest or not. And anyway, he goes, oh, we've looked at our system, and yeah, a retest is £27.50, but I'll do it for you for 20. And it's like, what? Like, why are you charging me for a retest? Quick Google, and the Gov website says it's a free retest. So I'm like, this is something wrong here. And then right down at the bottom of the Gov website, it says, like, it's really conflicting, because it says no fee for a retest, and then further on down it says you may be charged for a retest. So it's like, what do you mean you may be? What, like, I don't get it. So if anyone knows anything about MOTs, retests, charges, everything like that, it seems to me like it's a discretionary charge of which the garage can tell you, but I've never had to pay for a retest before. And he literally just went, yeah, like, brakes, yeah. Well, I say that, he took it into the garage and then did a quick 5 minutes on it. So yeah, I was a bit taken back by that, but it's an advisory free Fiat 500. So let's just go quickly round it, and then this video will be done and the car will be gone at some point, and we can move on with something else. Right, so she's had a tidy up, clean up. Not the best in the world, I'll be honest. Out of all the cars that I've cleaned, I've done a bit of a quick one on this one. But anyway, and again, apologies for those that have followed my videos and kind of know what's gone on here. I believe this was a Cat S, potentially previous Cat S. I haven't actually checked the HPI, but there is some sort of indication around this wing here, and these little marks here, as you can see in the paint, to indicate potential respray. But otherwise, you wouldn't know it. So when we got the car, the only problem we had was the rear and the rear bumper. So we had a tiny little crease in here, tiny crease in there, and then when I think the bumper came off, the crash bar had been pushed in, but it hadn't caused any damage to the trunk, boot, whatever you want to call it. So whether or not it was touching it, but whether or not they just went Cat S, on that, I don't know. So we have filled the little dink in the boot, we've replaced the rear crash bar, and the car went straight in for an MOT, of which it came out and basically said that the passenger side shock was massively leaking oil or something. You wouldn't have known it when you were driving, but it was, so needed a new shocker. And then went back into an MOT. Oh yeah, so getting that off caused trying to get the bolts off under here when they're rusted is really difficult. And then what's happened is that's cracked the windscreen, so we needed a new windscreen. So new windscreen, new shocker, goes into his MOT, and we are good to go. It then stays in the family as a runaround from, what was it, I can't remember when the MOT was, but it was something like from maybe August. No, I was on a cruise when this turned up. When was that? October? I think it may have been October. Stayed in the family as a runaround in October, right through until only recently, where I got it back. Because it's eaten into its MOT and I want to sell it, I've now went and got a new 12-month MOT on it. That brought up problems with the rear tyres, which were cracking. One had a nail in it, and the brake discs, certainly on one side, were pitted, but that's just an advisory. But one of them on the inside had just sort of rusted and created like quite a bit of a lip, which caused like a ticking sound coming as the wheel turned. You could definitely hear it from within inside the car. So MOT failure, out it comes again. 2 new rear tyres on the back and 2 new brake discs. So we are selling it with some really good well, I say good tyres, they're not the best brand, but good amount of tread, brake discs, brake pads, don't know if you want to say a new windscreen, not that it's really a selling point. And yeah, so for a Cat S car, it's really good. 73,000 miles, 2012, and the seats are not the checkered one, they are the grey one, the grey with the sort of the leather here, and that's it. 1 key. No service history, but service has been done on this, and yeah, that's it really. So yeah, nice. It's a nice colour car, but would I get another one of these again? I'm not 100% sure. I think I say girls. I think the market is around the white ones, to be honest. But you know, it's a nice car. It's a nice colour. Maybe some people just don't really care about the colour too much. They just want to Fiat 500. So yeah. So that is going to be it, and that's going to be the end of this car. And we will get it up for sale. Let me know in the comments what you'd sell it for. Given it's now, yeah. It's had its time in the family, and it's now time to move it on. I'd like to know what you think. So yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.